Okay, good morning. So we're going to work on Pythagorean theorem today. So our essential question is, what is the Pythagorean theorem? Remember that should be a capital P because it's a name. So it's a Greek name, everybody. And how do I use it? So how are we going to use the Pythagorean theorem? Okay, so Pythagorean theorem, everybody, states so the squares of the legs is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. So if you have a right triangle, then the sum of the squares of the legs is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. Okay, so those, remember, so a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Okay, so this is a leg. Okay, and then of course we have our base. It's also a leg. Okay, and then we have c, and this is the hypotenuse. It sounds like hippopotamus to me, but anyways, so legs, A and B are the legs, and C is the hypotenuse. And everybody, for abbreviations, you'll see me do HYPO, or sometimes even just a capital H for hypotenuse. Okay, so when we're working with this, everybody, so that's what we're going to be working with. So our steps, everybody, is that we are going to find C. Then we find A and B. Okay, so you're going to find C over here, and then find A and B, and then you're going to put them in to the formula. Okay, so then we're going to put it into the formula. Okay, so our a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Okay, so we have, remember, it's diagonally across is the hypotenuse. Okay, so that's c. 6 is our base. And then a is equal to 4. Okay, so c, everybody, is the longest side. The hypotenuse is the longest side. Okay, so we have a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So we're going to do 4 squared plus 6 squared is equal to x squared. We're going to do 16. 4 times 4 is 16. 6 times 6 is 36. And then we're going to add those two together. So 16 plus 36, we get 52 is equal to x squared. Okay, everybody remember, we're now going to get to the root of the problem. So we're going to take the square root of each side. Okay, and we're going to round to the tenths. So we get 7 and 2/10 is equal to x. Okay, so that would be our answer for this one. Okay, so, oh, I forgot to add, everybody, our fourth step is solve. Because then we have to solve it. So plug it in, then we have to solve it. Okay, so we're going to solve for x, everybody. So look at this one. Okay, so c is 5. Okay, our base is x. A is 3. Okay, so remember, it's a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Okay, so we're going to substitute that in. So I'm going to go 3 squared plus x squared is equal to 5 squared. Simplify. 3 squared is 9. 5 squared is 25. And then I'm going to subtract, okay, because I want to get the numbers all on one side and the x on this side by itself. So we get x squared is equal to 16. Okay, and then of course, everybody, we're going to take the square root. Okay, so square root of 16 is 4. So x is equal to 4. Okay, so okay, so remember, so just to remember everybody when we're doing these, and I'll do REM for remember, that x, the square root of x and x squared are opposites, okay? Okay, if you're using a calculator, everybody goes second plus x squared, and I'll give you a square root of x, okay? Okay, so let's do this example, everybody. So we have for this one, so remember diagonally across is c, okay? B is x, 8 is c. We're going to substitute it in to our Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Everybody write that down. Just helps your brain remember it. So we're going to have, sorry, this is a. So 8 squared plus x squared is equal to 17 squared. Okay. And then 8 squared is 64. 17 squared is 229. Sorry, 89. Okay. And then we're going to subtract 64 from each side. So we have x squared is equal to 225. We're going to take the square root. Square root of 225 is 15, so it's a perfect square. Okay, so this one, everybody, we want to do over drawing a diagram. So it says 3 baseball players are playing catch. Alex is 9 feet south of Sam and 12 feet west of Gita. How far does Sam need to throw the ball to Gita? Okay, so remember our directions, everybody. So we have north. I think of it as sun rises in the east, sets in the west, okay? Or like never eat sour watermelons. So we're going to do a diagram. Okay, so Sam's going to be up here. Alex is 9 feet south. Everybody, that's going south. And 12 feet west of Gita. Okay. So Gita's over here, 12 feet. Okay, and so, and 12 feet west of Gita. So we're going to go this way. Technically, everybody should go the other side, but that's okay. So this is X. 12 is our base. A is 9. Okay, so we're going to use our formula. X squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So we're going to have 9 squared plus 12 squared. Okay, we're going to square them. We get 81 and 144. We're going to add them together, combine like terms to get 225. Take the square root. Square root of 225, everybody, is 15. So Sam needs to throw the ball 15 feet to get to Gita. Okay, so the converse, everybody, it just says everybody, so it's where we flip them. So if you have the sum of the legs is equal to sum of the squares of the legs is equal to the square of the hypotenuse, so a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, then it's a right triangle. Okay, so then we have a right triangle. Okay, so remember leg, leg, and this is the hypotenuse. Okay, everybody remember it's always diagonally across from the right angle. Okay, so let's look at this one. So let's see, is it a right triangle? Okay, so our steps for this, everybody, is that we are going to square it. So we square all sides. We're going to add the two smallest sides. If it matches, okay, so if they're equal, then it's a right triangle. Okay, so let's do an example for this, everybody. So we have, so 8 squared is 64, 7 squared is 49. Okay, when we square a square root, it just becomes that number. Okay, so everybody remember 113, that square root is to the half power. So 1/2 times 2 is going to equal 1. So 64 plus 49, is that equal? Okay, yes. So it is a right triangle. Okay, okay, so they are a match. Okay, so this next one, everybody, is it a right triangle? Okay, so we also remember the right angle is between the two smallest sides. Okay, and I'm going to add this. So if it's acute, okay, if it's a acute triangle, a squared plus b squared is more than c squared. If it's obtuse, then a squared plus b squared is less than c squared. Okay, so for acute and for obtuse. Okay, so let's look at this. So let's do the same thing for this, everybody. So we're going to take and square them. 22 squared is 484. 14 squared is 196. 26 squared is 676. We're going to add the two smallest sides together. So the 484 plus 196. Is that equal to 176? So everybody, when I did that, it is equal to 880. So there is no match. Okay, 180 is 180 is less than 176. Okay, so what that means, everybody, is that it's acute. Okay, so it's an acute triangle. Okay, let's check this next one, everybody. So remember, because it can be deceptive, it looks like it is. So 89 squared is 7,921. 39 squared is 100, and so 1,521. 80 squared is 6,400. 6,400. Okay, so let's check it. So we're going to add the two smallest sides together. Okay, we get 7,921. Okay, so there is a match. So yes, it's a right triangle. Okay, everybody, you got this.